Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Down to Mars. It's me, Abby.
Ew.
Abby.
It's me, Bex.
It's me, Lola Day.
And it's Nis to you.
What is that new name, by the way? What's Nis to you mean?
Like, it's Nis to you. Like,
it's like
not
me to you, kind of
like,
teddy
it's
bear.
Nis to you. Like, don't get excited.
Yeah,
Do you know
don't you get it?
what I mean? Like,
you guys didn't get
I
got it, like Nis to you.
Yeah,
Like, I was
it's
thinking
Nis
like me to you
to
there.
you.
I don't know what was
I
going on.
thought
read
it was like
exactly
you're
how it
bringing
was
Nis to
given.
you.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe she's in her fiancé.
Bringing Nis to the
No,
nation. Like, it's Nis to you.
Yeah, don't get
Like, don't
you
call
know,
me.
yeah, like, be easy. You know?
But Nis is
really.
a nickname.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Okay, well, I would think you'd call me by my
It's a whole,
first name.
it's all about
No.
it.
Anyway, I want to speak about today.
What do you want to speak about, love?
Talk
Tell
to us. What's on your mind,
I
I think we should talk about the topic of, as we're obviously in our prime, but we are touching or heading towards the 30 mark.
We're in our late
Yourself.
20s.
Our late 20s.
Sorry, you talk about we.
Yeah, I'm not funny.
in French.
Anyway, I just want to touch on that topic and like how you feel like life is changing for you, because I think there's a lot of things that like, one, I get asked a lot, and things that also kind of sometimes do like, not say play on my mind, but I think like health, like your biological clock, like so much things that do. I think like 30 seems like a serious age. Do you get what I mean?
Friendship
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's changed. I
I do. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I get you.
okay, so first of all, then, what things do you think have changed?
What do you mean?
Like from like early 20s.
Yeah, like what have you noticed that's different? Weight
Well,
loss for me.
First of all, yes, the body, okay? The body's not the same body that it was before.
The body's still good.
The body's still right, but the body just
Not quite tight.
it's not tight.
I used to lose weight within like 2 weeks. I just do like a little like slim fast. Do you think slim fast is
my
like
God.
now?
Yeah, oh my
This
God.
body
No.
is the weight
stubborn.
now
It's
is
stubborn.
stubborn.
It's
It
permanent.
is like, listen, I'm here, I'm comfortable,
Yeah.
and I'm not going anywhere. Like,
Yeah.
for
For
real. You're
Yeah.
going to have to really, really do the mad thing to get rid of it. And
Yeah.
it is
Surgery.
actually scary. Like,
No, yeah.
it's scary to look in the mirror. And you know when you think back to when you were like 19, 20, even
my
like
God.
22.
And you thought that you was big.
Bro, like I used to actually have like, oh my God, my belly
Body
is so
dysmorphia.
big.
Yeah.
Like my legs are so, and I'm like, wow, if only I knew what was actually to come.
Round the corner, boy.
I would have actually,
I look at pictures and I just think, I've tried on these shorts that I wore. I think it was your 25th birthday. those denim grey shorts. I don't even think I could get my. I don't even
That wasn't even my 25th. That was my 24th.
Great. No, seriously, they're like, I must have been going like size 6 or something, because honestly, like, it won't even go over my bum, and that's not even a problem. I don't mind the bum, but the belly.
yeah, but you have to give yourself grace. You literally have birthed a child.
You
You're-
have.
Yeah,
like,
but
you're-
she's one.
Just
Yeah, but your body,
one,
your,
though.
like that comes with changes that
You're
are not
looking at
reversible.
social media
do you know
too
what I mean?
much. You
I
need
ain't
to
looking
be
at
real.
social media.
No, they
I'm
talk
looking
to
at my
you.
own pictures. That's what I'm looking at.
No, I'll be honest with you.
I'm
keep
sorry,
it
but even having a child at 21, it took like, I think even at 21, it took my body like a year.
You bounced
right?
back quite nicely. I'll give you that.
But I had my push present was personal trainer, babe.
Okay,
so that
that's
was
fine.
the only
Personal
thing.
trainer, but anyway,
Yeah,
my
but
personal trainer.
you're a different
I need to have
age,
words.
babe.
Yeah.
We had babies at different
That's
ages.
true.
Me,
So,
you had
sorry,
babies
what
at
hope do I
21.
have then?
No, you have hope. You have hope.
Y'all are scaring me, okay?
Okay, I'm gonna start. You like, okay.
You need to, as soon as the baby comes, start squatting.
I'll be in Turkey, all right?
No, but yeah, I think weight loss is definitely something. Anything.
Weight loss is something.
Have you genuinely though been prioritizing weight loss?
Okay.
Like, have you been
I
dieting and gymming hard?
After having my daughter, I started going to I started doing boxing, martial arts kind of.
How long after?
I think she was like 6 weeks.
Okay.
So
Oh,
really?
very early, yeah. And to be fair, I lost a lot of weight after having her because I was breastfeeding, and I think just newborn life is so hectic that
Yeah.
you don't even eat. Like,
Yeah,
I
that's
think I just
true.
had coffees most days. So I lost a lot of weight.
Spitsy, spitsy.
Literally.
Call on cleanse.
No, I'm joking. No, I'm joking. But I would say I had a really nice figure. I was happy with my postpartum body.
Good.
Up until about September, when everything comes to a halt. The minute I stopped breastfeeding, I was like, what's going on? Back fat, my arms swelled up, everything. Like, I had cankles. I was like, no. And then I started to think to my personal. I actually said to my trainer, I don't know what you're doing differently, but it's not hitting the same way. I said, like, seriously, like, I just felt, honestly, I still don't feel like it's been 6 months since September, right? And I don't feel like
You've seen
I've seen much progress, like a little bit.
yeah.
I go ham. I only do it 2 times a week, but I think in order for me to see serious results, maybe I need to do like 4 or 5 times. But that's
Maybe
not
your diet as well, you know.
Yeah, that obviously has
Diet is
a
a huge.
Diet is the main
You know
thing,
the
I think.
vibes. Like
It
diet is the main
for me anyway, boy.
But it does make me think, like, if I didn't do exercise, what on earth would my body be doing?
You don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
Yeah.
I don't want to know. I do fluctuate anyway. Like I do fluctuate in weight. Like medical. Well, I don't know if it's medically. Polycystic ovaries.
Okay.
Yeah, that definitely plays
it plays a part. Like I can be slim, then the following week I can be big. It's just Russian roulette, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does make me think, and I definitely find it harder to like maintain weight, even like just stay consistent.
But I feel like Bex said, there's an age though. We're getting to an age where the weight sticks and
my mind doesn't feel like it's there.
And what you're eating.
My mind still feels 21.
And your face doesn't look like
What you're eating has a big part to play.
Yeah,
you can feel like you are. You're quite, you know. Maybe when you're in front of the mirror, it's different. But I can't lie. For me, nowadays, I have to be so much more mindful of the quantity of what I'm eating, because I will eat a big bowl of food and just.
You will.
Yeah.
I sit. I love food, guys, and I
love food as well.
No, but anyways.
No, I love food.
But now I'm just like, no, Lola, you can't eat another plate of rice. Like,
even things like
rice.
Starbucks. I used to bang Starbucks. I had to put myself on like a really strong ban
Boycott
because it's
Starbucks,
the sugar.
everyone.
Yeah, boycott Starbucks.
Yeah.
But you see how...
What do you guys say about one of the other things that you have experienced as...
So,
Go on. Okay, for me, I think the most, like, the key thing for me has definitely been like my health as a woman. Like, I think throughout my early 20s or whatever, I didn't really have anything that was like pressing that, like, health wise, that bothered me. I did actually all through my teens, all through my adult years. My periods have given me hell, but it's always been at a point where I've managed it. It's not been anything that's been like over. Maybe it's because I'm a strong black woman. I've just been riding it out. But it got to a point, and this was at the end of last year where it peaked. And for months, I had this pain in my groin, and I kept on saying to everyone, like, I've got this pain, like, and it just didn't feel right. And at this time, I was in my Pilates era. So I was at Pilates, and there was a move that I was like a stretch that I was doing, and I just couldn't, like, I'd done it fine before, but at this point, like, every time I'm going into it, it's hurting. I'm thinking, surely this isn't connected to the pain that I've been getting, because the pain is just like a constant throbbing pain. But I thought, okay, it's gonna pass. It didn't pass. So I went to A&E one evening. I sat there for a few hours. Obviously, you know the spiel. They say, oh, nothing's wrong with you. They send you home. So that's what it was. I'm obviously adamant, like, I know my body. I know that something is
not
up,
right,
innit?
yeah.
Like, it doesn't feel right. Anyway, they're like, no, you're good. I've gone home. I think it was like 2 weeks later now. I was working from home. I had an evening meeting that I needed to go and attend. So I was just going to wrap up what I was doing and make my way there. Now, throughout the day, I'd been feeling like again, the pain, but this was like an intensified pain. But I'm thinking, I can't miss this meeting. No one else can take it but me. So I need to be fit to go. So I took some ibuprofen, loaded up on it, and thought, yeah, okay, it's going to kick in. I'll be all right. Listen, within the hour, I was on the floor crying in pain. Like, and I've got a very high pain threshold. So I knew that this was not something that was normal.
Yeah.
And on the day, it was me and my stepdad was at home as well. So, but obviously, it was like women problem. So it's like, he's not going to get, if he comes and finds me crying on the floor, he's going to think, what, like, do you know what I mean? So I've called my mum and I'm like, Mum, please, I don't know what to do. I was going to try and drive myself to the hospital. But at this point, I genuinely couldn't stand up. I'm lying on the floor. I couldn't even lie on the bed. The pain's shooting up my back, my legs. I'm thinking, what's going on? Anyway, long story short, I've been taken to the hospital. When I get to the hospital now, after the many hours of waiting, the blood test, everything, again, for them to say, oh, everything, you know, it looks okay, it looks fine. They've given me morphine. The morphine's the only thing that's actually that helping with the pain, because everything else, nothing's working. I'll cut the story short, obviously, because I feel like I'm just yapping. But let's get to the bottom of the story. I actually had a cyst that had ruptured. So ovarian cyst, which had ruptured. Now, I'd been told that I had polycystic ovaries maybe like 2-3 years prior to this, but there was no follow-up. So it was just, okay, you've got polycystic ovaries. Okay.
That's it now.
I'm just getting on with it. Yeah. So obviously with this, they've made the referrals. The referrals took like 3 months. So when I've eventually gone for my referral, it was a male doctor, and there was also a female doctor there who was actually like doing so this is like a examination, internal examination. The doctor is sitting, I'm lying on the bed, like, you got your legs up in the air, yeah, everything is out there. Yeah, the doctor's over there and the woman's over here, prodding in and out, doing what she's doing. This doctor, yeah, when someone just straight, the ignorance, bearing in mind, he was late to the clinic, yeah, so I'm sat there waiting for like an hour past my appointment time. He's turned up late, there's no apology, no nothing. Then he's basically telling me, oh, well, you look like you're doing okay, so you're okay. So I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean it's okay? He's like, no, like, you're okay. There are women that I see that are struggling more than you. So I'm like, listen, I'm struggling. I'm struggling with the pain, number one. Like, I'm struggling with the weight that comes with it, because with polycystic ovaries and PCOS are two different things. Sorry, I have PCOS, but I also have polycystic ovaries. PCOS comes with symptoms that weight gain. Some people suffer with like hair, like facial hair, or bodily hair that they can't get rid of. You can get like brain fog. It can increase your depression. There's so many things that come with it, but people will diagnose, the NHS will diagnose you with it, and they don't. Yeah, that's it. It's just like, okay, go figure it out for yourself. And what you do, you have to go and research these things, because you'll find out things that they wouldn't tell you. But back to the story. The moral of the story was, I was made to feel as if they make you feel as if you're mad. Like, as if what you're thinking is not real. Like, I've been saying for months and months, I've got this pain, whatever. I had a rupture. He's like, yeah, that's normal. I said, what do you mean it's normal? Like, it's an issue. Oh, go on the pill. I stopped taking the pill for a reason. Like, why should I have to go on the pill? Why is that the first thing that you think to manage this kind of thing? Do you know what I mean? You don't want to actually do... If my mum hadn't kicked off at them and pushed for them to do an examination, I wouldn't even got the examination. Yeah, and I think it's tough. It's actually tough, because you might go through all your adult years. Like, I've gone through my teen years. Obviously, I've had painful periods, but I just accepted it. It was a normal thing to me. And then obviously, as you get older, you think, oh, okay, maybe they're going to calm down. But they don't calm down. Well, sorry, I don't know. Maybe yours will calm down. But my experience is they don't calm down. It actually gets worse. It gets worse. Like, your body... I don't know if it's that your body just deals with trauma differently. I was
gonna say, do you feel like being the age that you are helped you deal with it a little bit more, like, better than maybe if you was younger? Because obviously there are younger women who get diagnosed with polycystic ovaries or like PCOS. Do you feel like that situation at that specific time in your life and the things that you've been through, your maturity as an over 25 helped you like navigate that situation better?
I think yes, because I think being older, you're less likely to just listen to what a doctor tells you. And, I think it's really key going and researching what these things mean for you. Do you know what I mean? Like, research if there are any supplements you can take to aid in like your pain relief or to just make the symptoms better. That's been, I think, key. Finding people that are like going through the same thing as you and thinking, okay, what have they tried, what different methods? Because I think with anything to do with health, it's like with contraception, for example, you can have a woman that's had the experience of, I don't know, having the implant and had the worst time of her life, but then somebody same age, same demographic, but she's had it and it's been great. Like, she's got no issue. So I think it's always a case of you have to try things and see, okay, what works, what doesn't. Maybe if I was younger, you just listen to your doctor and kind of be like, okay, like, I'm going to go on the pill. Like, and don't get me wrong, there's been moments during this journey where I'm just like, okay, well, maybe that's a solution, because at this point, there's so many things it affects. It affects your weight. It affects your skin. Yeah. And you know that, like, I've seen the experience of taking the pill and seeing, okay, like, I feel slimmer, my skin's better. But it's like, you don't want to constantly be reliant.
Especially at this age, like, you don't want to be committing to those kinds of like contraceptions. They have like long-term effects.
100%. And then it's like, okay, I'm at the age, obviously, where I'm approaching 30. We're talking about age. I'm approaching 30. If I do decide to have a child and then I come off of the contraception, I'm going to find myself back in that same circle again, because what am I going to do? I have to, I'll come off contraception to have a baby, and then I've got to be back on it for the rest of my life. And this is what I was saying to him. But it's like, you're a man. You don't get it. Like, you don't get it. Why am I even here talking to you about my uterus?
Do you know, it's so mad that you're saying that men don't get it, because even I was watching Love is Blind. I don't know if anyone else watches it. Did you see the couple and they were discussing about like having a baby, and it was like, he's the one that doesn't want the baby and he's telling her to go on contraception. Like, babe,
you gotta take on it. Be part of the trial.
Why don't you get your tubes heard?
No, but seriously though,
why is it on us? Like,
and it was such a big thing in their relationship.
And he was pushing it. He's like,
wear a condom. Yeah, wear a condom.
And she wanted children.
No, she didn't as well, but she wasn't as strong in it. But he was like, we can't not be doing anything. And it's like, well, okay.
He was proper.
I think men sometimes see it though as like, it's easy for you to do it. Like, it's a pill, just take it. It's like a paracetamol, and
they don't see the side effects.
Yeah, and the thing is, with contraception, there's like long-term effects in terms of like, if you do decide you want to have a child.
Yeah.
I personally think, and I don't know, this is not like scientifically proven or whatever. Well, I wouldn't know if it is anyway. But I think certain like conditions stem from contraception.
100%.
I was taking the pill years ago, and I think that could have had an impact on
clotting.
Clotting? Oh, there was a situation where I know what you're talking about. I actually took a pill. This was like in lockdown, to be fair. Well, before lockdown, I think. I can't remember. It was around that time. I took a pill because
you didn't want your period to come when you was going on holiday.
No. I was trying a new contraceptive. I was trying a new contraceptive pill because I have keloid scars, and I wanted to prevent any more from coming. Mine start from spots, so I thought if I prevent any spots from coming,
makes sense.
Let me just take. So I went to my doctor, I spoke it through, and they prescribed a pill called Dianet or whatever. But they basically said to me, we're only going to give you like a month's dosage, see how you get on, and then we'll review it, because she kind of said to me like, there's a risk of clots, but it's very unlikely. Anyway, because I was so adamant I didn't want any more scars, I just took that pill like, that's fine, And if you guys remember rightfully, I complained. You guys are like, you're pathetic. It's not even been a week. Like, get a grip. I was like, I feel sick. I've got hot flush. I've got this. I've got that. There was days when I actually felt faint. And then anyway, one day I was sitting there and I looked down at my leg and it was purple. Like, honestly, like there was a massive purple. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? Like, what is going on? And my first thing was, I remember it was my dad at home, and I said, Dad, like, what's this? He said, get in the car, we're going to the hospital. We went to Lewisham Hospital. They said to me, I basically had to stop taking the pill. Basically, like, my blood was thickening up, and it could have if I carried on taking it. But like, that is wrong. That's what's wrong with the NHS. Like, you just get pills thrown at you left, right and centre. And then if you think, like, this cause, what is it doing to your body long term?
Well, it's funny you should say that, because I saw something about
short term.
Like,
they said, did you hear about the contraceptive injection? It's been proven to cause like brain tumours. That was my contraception. That was my contraception.
My thing that's so crazy is that contraception has been signed off.
It's a lot of the women are
medications, isn't it? Yeah.
And that's mad, because, for example, COVID, the vaccinations, for example, they were pushing out, they hadn't been signed off. They weren't legally.
That is a whole conversation. We're going to visit that one. We're going to visit that one.
We'll have a COVID episode.
So the question I actually wanted to ask is that, do you guys believe there is a difference between public health and private? NHS and
no,
private?
Do you know why I say there isn't? Let me say why. Because I actually had
the same doctors,
private health. And basically, in last year, I tried to use my private healthcare. I wanted to get like a examination or whatever. I wanted to like talk about some of the issues I had. When I rang them, first of all, I was on hold for an hour.
An hour?
The private healthcare that I'm paying for, you know. Oh, well, my fiance pays for it. But anyway, it's being paid for.
Wow.
Then when I got through, he said to me, you've only recently opened this policy. I was like, yeah, so? He's like, yeah, usually we need to wait like 3 months before you can. I said, so you want me to pay for the policy for 3 months before I can use it? And then the third thing is he wanted me to go to my doctor and get a diagnosis or get my GP to refer me to the private. Really? I was like, what? It was honestly, it was the most ridiculous. You would think that it was free. Yeah. Like, honestly, it was so bad. This was Aviva, by the way. So if Aviva, you are watching, you need to improve your private healthcare because it's bad.
And I would not be signing up to it.
Yeah, I can't answer your that question because I don't have the experience of private healthcare. But what I do know is that if the NHS is all we've got, then we're in trouble.
We are. I saw a woman do a vlog in Dubai where she had given birth, and mate, you get what you pay for, innit? It was stunning. Like, it was just peaceful. It was gorgeous. Like, completely, I want to say like an opposite to maybe like all three, like who have had children, the experiences we've had with the NHS.
Do you know what though? I mean, I haven't had any kids, but the people that I think there are a few hospitals that when it comes to like their maternity wards and stuff, they are up there because I think the hope is that if you go into maternity, midwifery, all of those things, you do it because you genuinely...
That's the hope.
You know, you do have a care, but I mean, I know that's not the same. There's the lady on TikTok, I can't remember her name.
Mummy.
Oh, I know.
Oh, yeah. God protect her. Oh,
yeah, no, she's shout out to her.
Honestly.
She's doing the Lord's work.
Mama done... Anyway, she know who she is. I'm sure you guys
put her name.
We'll
put her name.
Yeah. It's something we have to think about though, as we are nearing, 30 and just like having more children, having children. Like, you think about these things, isn't it?
Yeah. And I do think you said earlier about like the change it has on like friendships as we're getting older, and I do think like as we're getting older, don't you think like things do feel, obviously we're still friends and we still have time, but I feel like we don't hate each other. No, but I do feel like
she's only messing. She's got jokes.
We're not really friends. I'm joking. But
I just met them yesterday.
I don't know these guys. But I do feel like life just feels so chaotic. Like sometimes I do feel like, and I don't know if this is just like linked to, you said about brain fog, I didn't know that was a PCOS thing.
Yeah.
But sometimes I just feel like there's not a second, like every second of my day feels like it's consumed sometimes. Yeah. And I don't know if it's adulting or touching. I feel like I struggle as well. I get overwhelmed very quickly. Yeah. This never used to happen to me before, but I feel like it's responsibilities. No, never.
But then also you're going through quite a major transition though, Abby.
Yeah, but I feel like
so much is happening for you and under a year that is that kind of things that people
put our life on blast.
No, I'm not.
Everybody, let me tell you what's going on in my life.
No, good things, by the way, guys. But I think you've gone through so much like milestones and under a year that for you it would be overwhelming because you haven't just done like one of it and then done it after a year. You've done it
it's like consecutive.
So you have to give yourself
I do feel like I am like, but then I feel like and
it's your character as well. Your character's still would you're quite.
I'm not bold. As we said in the previous episode, like I'm gonna adapt this culture to be bold because I think
you have to.
I think taking leaps and trusting like.
Which you have been doing.
I have. Yeah, you've done
self-employed, guys, and subscribe to the podcast.
No, I'm joking, but like, it's something that's very out of character for me. So I do think I do get overwhelmed, but I do also feel like finding time, like even time to like check in. I feel like I was one of them friends that I did. Maybe everyone might disagree, but I do feel like I did check in with everyone all the time and everything. And now it's just like maybe it's part of like being a mum as well. But
I think you're still quite. You're
good.
Good. Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you guys. Don't you guys kind of feel like the generation above us are the generation that kind of clocked on that we don't have to work 9 to 5 as much. We can create our own business.
When you say generation above us,
Gen Z.
I think we are the generation.
We are Gen Z.
So what's the generation above us?
Baby bloomers.
Wait, are we Gen Z or are we millennials?
I think we're millennials. Gen Z's above us.
Millennials is
I'm the youngest generation that they're talking about.
I think we are millennials actually.
Yeah, Gen Z are
is it
born above us.
Millennials
Gen Z's below us. Gen Z's below us.
Let me just double check.
Anyway,
Gen Z is below us.
I think we are the generation that has flipped the switch.
Yeah, I don't think it's the generation above us.
We're still working 9 to 5.
Yeah, I'm sorry, and they're a bit whatless. Sorry,
they're not brave. They're not bold.
Gen Z are 1995 to 2009.
That's me.
Yeah, so we're Gen Z.
Okay, so millennials are Ashanti. no, millennials. Okay, cool. So I feel like the millennials, for example, are the ones that kind of set the tone that we don't have to work 9 to 5. We can start our own business, be bold in yourself, and take a leap of faith. I feel like
what, the generation below us?
Pardon?
Are you talking about the generation below us or before us?
Sorry.
Selena Bum Squash.
I'm going to start again. I feel like the millennials are the ones that kind of...
Who is the millennials?
Who are you talking about?
Millennials are 19, above us.
Our parents?
No, 1980
like the oldest,
to 1994, so the 30s to 45.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I feel like they're the ones that kind of set the tone that you guys can be courageous.
I don't think so. I think our generation is a bit more...
I would definitely say so. I feel like they're a little bit more like conservative. Like they're still like...
There might be a few.
They are. Sorry, but they not quite make it.
Okay, but I suppose it depends on who's in your clan. Because
I know who you're referring to.
When I refer to my sisters, are just like, okay, cool. They kind of showed me that.
But I feel like your sisters. I'm not gonna lie. Like your sisters are like part of the minority, and they have the fact like because they have you and your younger sibling.
Yeah,
I feel like when people of that age have that younger influence, they can kind of keep up.
100%.
Do you know what I mean?
They can try to keep up.
Yeah, because even like my fiance fits into that category, but because of me, I feel like no, I'm actually serious. I keep him young and youthful. I'm like, no, you can't do it. You know.
No, but
let me tell you.
But I say,
you can't be dry up. Come on, you have to be innovative. You have to be. Come on, step forward, man.
I don't even think it's that they're dry up. You know, I think it's that they need that
afraid.
That's what it is.
They're afraid.
Because even I talked to my brother, and he obviously, like, when we're speaking specifically about creative like things and stuff. Yeah, and obviously he's been in the creative industry since he was like 17.
Yeah,
he's approaching 40 now, so you know he's getting old. But when it comes to like his ideas and stuff, or like when he's thinking, I want to do this, I want to do that, and me and my younger siblings are like, yeah, like do this, do that, like, do you know what I mean? And he's like, but it's a constant thing of like, oh, like should I do this?
Yeah, like,
but then, do you know what? Let me tell you something. And I can understand. I think there's a lot more. It's risky, and it depends on your personality. Because I do resonate. Like, I don't know if it's an age thing, or I do think it probably comes with age and just like life in general. But since having my daughter, for example, risk is scary.
But I mean, I have to stop you because I feel like you've always been
quite risky
on your side of like. But it's not a bad thing. No, let me be real. Do you know why that's not a bad thing? Because I feel like you've proven why being safe is actually a good thing. And why they've convinced me to take the risk, and I don't know if I'm gonna be on the back. You know what I mean?
Them lickets still.
They say, lie with dogs, you get fleas.
No, but I do think as you get older, it's responsibility, isn't it? But then like it's down to personality and whatever.
It definitely is down to personality, and it's also down to experience as well. Because if you take a leap and then you have the experience and it goes left, just left. But then
you know what? Do you know how interesting that? Because for me, that's been a complex that I've had for years. Like taking a risk and it going left, and it's just like there's no joy in that. There's
you as in you think you've been experiencing that.
No. There's things that I've wanted to do, but because of that, so it takes me back to the conversation. Prevents me rather than it actually being a reason why I go for it. And it takes me back to that conversation. The question you asked in regards to what's changed or what's kind of stood out for you in your 20s that now kind of moving into your 30s that you want to kind of really push with and just change of mindset basically. And I think that's one of them, like knowing that you can try something and fail, try something and you can also succeed. But one thing you can always just going to learn something. What is the fear of trying and not
I'm never afraid to try because I feel like it always takes you to your next place. It takes you to the place that you're supposed to be in. Like as somebody, I feel like I'm somebody who's constantly evolving, and sometimes I always feel like, oh no, you need to just stick to like do one thing, like be small, like
but
stay
why
in the and that's something I'm like, why should I
if you don't feel like.
And actually when I deep it over the years, like I've amassed so many different skill sets and like so many different like notches on my belt, and it's like that's through trying things, just doing things. 100%. They might not be my ultimate passions in life, but I've done
given it a go. Do you feel like as we're back to the age thing, like do you feel like as we're approaching 30, do you think that there's a bit of a different pressure to, you know, like when you are trying things that, like do I have the can I afford this time? Or do you know what I mean? Like,
I can say that.
That's a good question, to be fair. Like, I feel like I don't have pressure of time per se, but I think there's definitely a pressure where I now think I know like what I want to do, and I feel like, okay, cool, I want to make sure that I actually do
what you want to do.
Achieve those things. But in terms of like a pressure of wasting time, I don't feel like that, because I feel like either way the time's going. So whether I do it now or don't do it, do you know what I mean? That time is gonna go. So I would always rather I tried and used that time to do something than didn't do it and got to like my late 30s or my early 40s and was like, damn, why didn't I do it? When I've got like 4 kids or whatever, hopefully I... God, it is your will. No, it's your will. I don't want 4 children. But you know, when it's harder basically and you have more like responsibilities.
I think that's not fair now, wasting time.
Is it?
What do you mean? Like,
at your age now,
you're... Not the fear of being 30, the fear of knowing, like you said, you have a plan, you have something you want to achieve, and knowing that there's people who are actually coming behind you, that if you till you open a door, they're not going to come through. I think knowing that each day counts towards that bigger goal, that bigger achievement, for me is what I won't even say the pressure, but now the motivation. I don't see the time more as like, oh, you're trying to fight. I don't care. I'm trying to fight regardless of.
That's what I'm saying.
If you want to put a mouse on it, but wasting time.
In terms of what though?
I'm 28. Oh, damn it. I'm 28 now.
I've got 2 years.
I've got 2 years to get to 30.
I'm 21.
But I'm not thinking about all the things that would be nice and pretty to achieve, like having a home or to have another child. I'm thinking about the things that I've wanted to do that I haven't done.
What? Like what?
So I want to open an establishment, for example, and for me, that's not something that I know that I can't do. It's just the fear of always, what about if I start and waste all that money and then it just isn't fruitful? And I'm just like, but what about if it is fruitful? Why are you wasting time?
Isn't it?
But and that's the thing. Why are we wasting, as believers especially? Why are we wasting time trying to figure out the gaps when that's what faith is meant to do? That's what God's meant to do. Just have the idea, write it down, make a client complain. Start putting together some little details around it and let kind of God do the rest.
But it's good you're thinking about it. I think you'd be worrying if you was just like doing
very impulsive.
You know, doing crazy stuff on an but you're sitting down, you're thinking about it. So I don't think that's bad.
But then there's also sometimes there's bad things and sitting around just
there is.
There's a balance, and I think, like you said,
it's when that fear becomes like procrastination. Like when that fear is really like, okay, stop when you could be working. Then it's like, okay, how do we snap out of it?
And that's why the fear is wasted time.
One question I was going to ask is, have you guys ever experienced like your age, like, as we're in our later 20s, I'm gonna say later 30s. Oh my gosh.
Oh, girl.
Sorry, later 20s. That people like,
you know, I ain't a day over 25.
Highlighting that to you because like, I know I have, for example, like, since having a child, there's been so many questions like, when you're getting married, when you're doing this, when you're doing that. And I think sometimes, like, don't get me wrong, like, yes, these are things that we would aspire to do and whatever. But I think, why does age determine certain things? Like, what if the next 5 years, me, my partner, my child want to travel, want to move country, want to do this, want to do that?
Tradition.
And that's a very real things that actually, Abby, if you are going to do it, now is the time. Whilst you just have one child.
This is the thing, we were speaking about this on the way here. Like, having another child, obviously it's amazing, but then it's like, there's sacrifices that come with but a lot of people, like, I guess, again, like you said, traditionally.
And even culturally as well, to be honest with you.
Think that when you hit a certain age, like, oh, you haven't had this or you haven't achieved that. Do you get what I mean?
I've got one auntie who always, whenever I go there, she's just like, I say, you're not married yet? And I'm just like,
are you?
No ring, no, there's some. But in my head,
sorry, Jamal girl, Jamal auntie.
A bit of both. But no, seriously, in my head, I'm thinking, it's a little bit insensitive, but I suppose for her, that's just the common question. Like,
but fuck your common question.
And it's the generation. It's the generation.
It's a culture.
Yeah.
You know,
but I like to especially when people from the older generation, like, I would be like, where's your wife? Like, do you know what I mean? Or where's your husband? Like, why are you asking me? Oh, when are you having a baby? Like, what do you mean?
Are you going to have a baby?
Yeah, like, no, and I do. I'll turn around. I was speaking about this. I was speaking about this on TikTok. I did a video and speaking because I was actually thinking, why are people so comfortable asking these questions? Like, questions that you have no insight as to whether, you know, it's even feasible for that person. I think it's, and again, maybe I'm guilty. I might have done it before. If I have, I do apologise, because I think we definitely need to think more on the things that we're putting out there. We were having the conversation just before we started filming, and we were talking about again this topic. We were speaking about women. No, yeah, we were speaking about asking women like why they haven't had kids and all of those things. And I said that maybe the women might be barren. And then Bex, you do
you know why I said that you shouldn't use that word barren? Because I used to work for a tech company, and then last year I was at some exhibition, and one of the speakers there runs like this health app that basically helps infertile couples. Which was like she done a big talk about it, and how, you know, we always think about the woman as being infertile, but sometimes it's actually the man. And it's if you're in a couple, regardless of who's the one who can't conceive, you're both carrying that. It's something you deal with as a couple, you know what I mean? So and there was like I'm sure there was some discussion around like words to use that are like sensitive, insensitive. And I'm sure one of the ones that came up was barren. And then even I was saying, like, I heard like in, you know, a conversation, someone using the word barren as like a diss, like it was like a slur. So that's the only reason why I said I'm not sure. I didn't say you shouldn't, but I wasn't sure about it. And I just thought if I was infertile, how I wouldn't want someone to. I wouldn't want to be referred to as barren.
Especially in the black community as well. We use barren a lot, from what I've heard anyway.
Well, because that's where it comes from. I would usually say infertile, because I think that's the most umbrella term, essentially. But I know that barren is what it's probably the older generation that have kind of put it in. But I get it, because we do have to be considerate, and even going back to, if you're speaking on, you know, things like, sorry.
No, go on.
If you're speaking on things and, you know, trying to be right about, I mean, we've gone on to a whole nother topic now, isn't it? So I guess we'll have to.
But on the topic of being infertile, sorry, just to add my 2 pence. When I went for my first trimester scan, I was put in the geriatric category. I was 27.
Yeah, babe, once you get to that age.
25? It's 25 plus.
That's ridiculous.
When I was 20.
I couldn't believe it.
27
yeah, it's about 27.
It just made me think, like,
when I was 20, I was like, this is the perfect age. You were geriatric girl. Yeah, she was literally like, when I was 20 and I was having, well, you must have got this as well.
So you're in the prime age?
Yeah, this is the prime age to have a child. I think the prime age, I'm not having no money. I'm not prime age. I tell you what, it's not like that's not the prime. I'm not the prime.
Well, I'm way past my prime. Okay,
but this is the thing. Like, who decides this? Like, who is putting this label? Like, prime, not prime. Like, I still feel great at my age, and I still feel like I have loads of years to have it. Like, I have a child already, so maybe that's eased my pressure. But I don't. I feel like I have time. Like, I feel good.
They say 40 is a new 30. The 30-year-olds are feeling 20 again.
Yeah.
I just feel like we've got to stop putting times and milestones.
And stop comparing.
Stop comparing and live. Just live today. Live now. Find out your purpose. If you're religious, great, but live today. Take in what you want to take in. Push back out what you want to push back out. But just
let go of the rest.
Let go of the rest. Doesn't matter.
I feel like there's so much more to stay on this. I think we keep on anyway. Maybe you guys let us know what you think. Let us know if you think that, like, what's a soft spot for an episode? Like, do you like shorter episodes? Would you prefer something longer? Yeah. Maybe like part 1, part 2. Let us know. We will take it on board.
Because I feel like we've just scratched the surface.
Yeah. And as we said with the last episode, like, get in contact with us. Give us a message. Let us know what your thoughts are about turning 25. If you're turning 25, or if you're turning 26, if you've noticed some differences from your early 20s to your late 20s, like, let us know, because I feel like it would be really good to actually discuss like everyone's opinions.
Definitely.
Let us know what's tea. Make sure you're staying locked in, because we've got more juicy episodes for you. For sure. We got some new segments coming as well. I'm sure you'll be excited to see, to watch. So stay tuned.
Like, comment, subscribe.
See you later.
Follow the Instagram, follow the YouTube, follow the Lash page, follow the TikTok.